Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my kitchen for my little morning cooking session for my lunch. So today I'm making something, I don't think I've made this in years. It's called baked ziti. It is basically kind of like spaghetti with some bunch of cheese in it, and we're gonna bake it. So I am going to start with my ziti. These are noodles that look like this. You could do this with spaghetti. You could do this with any noodles, but those are actual ziti noodles. I got my water boiling over here on the stove, so I'm gonna put those in. And then I'm going to start my timer. It says it takes 10 to 12 minutes, I think, or 11 to 12 minutes. I'm also going to go ahead and turn on my oven, so I have that ready to go. And turn down that noise. Let me stir my noodles over here and set my timer. I'm going to turn on my other burner here. Okay, let me turn that down just a little. Okay, so first, I'm going to start over here with my pan. There's my pan. And I am going to add some ground chuck, basically hamburger. This is the other half of the hamburger that I had that I used with the meatloaf. So I bought like the economy size of this. And I am going to, so I just saved this for today. I'm going to make this really sauce heavy because usually, I have no recipe for this, I'm just winging it, but usually for these things I find that the noodles really absorb the sauce and it ends up being dry, and I want it to have an extra lot of meat in it too. So this is about like 1.5 pounds, I think, 1.5 pounds, too fat. So I'm chopping it with this nifty little chopper, look at that. It just does it in so many directions at one time. It's so much easier. Okay, I am taking this here into my living room because it's not connecting to the Wi-Fi in the kitchen on it. But it said trying to reconnect, so go to town chopping some onion here. We're going to add that in to this ground chuck that I have. I prefer to use ground chuck because I just think it's got the best flavor. It's what my parents always used when I was growing up was ground chuck. That's all we ever used. Hamburgers, any kind of thing we did with hamburger meat was always ground chuck. So it's not super high in fat, but it still has enough to have some good flavor and to not make it real super dry. Okay, so I have my ziti noodles going. Here's my onion, and I'm going to add this into my ground chuck. Let me just get rid of this little piece of onion. That back away. And my pie is nice and frozen. Oh yeah, it's gonna be yummy. Okay, here's my onions. Let's go to our pot over here. There's our pot. Put the onions in there. Then we're just basically gonna brown this meat. And then I'm gonna add some spaghetti sauce, and I'm going to do like double because I want it to have a lot of sauce. I mean, like a crazy lot of sauce. And my whole lid here, my lid is a little off center, but that's okay. I think I like it. I think it's working. Let's leave it off center. If I want to dare plug this back in, I'm going to try it. I hate to mess with it. Oh, it's telling me poor connection. Of course you are. Oh, it's too bad. Okay, so let's, I just dipped that in water. So let me get a spoon here and stir this. Let's get a bigger spoon. I'm going to brown all this meat. So I'm going to add some salt and pepper to the meat and some seasoning. Even though I use some spaghetti sauce that's got seasoning in it, I always feel like it needs more. This always needs more. Okay, so there's that. So let's add, and let's see, there's probably half a teaspoon of salt to that. And we're going to just add, I don't measure pepper, you know, probably 1/4 teaspoon of pepper or something. I'm actually going to switch this and add the hot shot pepper, which is the cayenne and black pepper mix. Oops, I'm dropping it. Let's see what we have here. We don't have a whole lot in here. There's probably only an eighth of a teaspoon in there. Quarter of a teaspoon. So we're going to add that. Stir this some more. So we have 6 minutes. Oops. Stuff's just escaping here. 6 minutes till those noodles are done. And then all I'm going to do is put it in a pan. Cover it with some, now you can get mozzarella cheese, but I like the Italian blend. So we got some Italian blend cheese and we got some Parmesan cheese, and we're going to put that on top, and we're going to bake it. And then you're going to have baked ziti. And again, I don't measure anything. It's just, you know, I don't measure spaghetti type stuff. Okay, so it looks like my video is still going. Let's hope that maintains. I'm really going to be upset if this doesn't work for my live tonight. So I've got this little thing over here. So I have had these little gnats in my kitchen. I don't know if you've ever gotten these gnats in your kitchen. They're so annoying. And the thing is, I don't even have any fruit or anything around for them to get in. I keep like, why are they here? Well, they were in, I think, the trash can. There was something in my trash can. But I threw that out a week ago. A week ago. And they are still here. There's no more food for them to get, and they're still here. And so I Googled online, how do I get rid of gnats in the kitchen? Because, boy, they are annoying. Every time I come in here, they're like, oh, what you got for us? You don't even see them until you walk in there. So I Googled, how do you get rid of gnats? And there's more than one option. I took the first one. And so far, it looks like it is really working. It hasn't got rid of all of them yet, but I think it will eventually. So you get a bowl of water. Now, it told you to use 1 liter of water, and I think, well, holy cow, how many gnats do I think I have? I don't have that many. So I used a cup of water. Just a cup of water in a bowl. Just like here. See? Cup of water in a bowl. And then you add in 1.5 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. You got to get that one because it smells like rotten apples. And that's what draws them, I guess. And then you get 3/4 teaspoon of sugar. And then you add in a few drops of dishwashing soap. And you stir it. And you just let it sit on your counter. And they're all drawn to it because it smells like the fruit. And the soap, apparently, they stick to it and can't get out and they drown. And there's a whole bunch of drowned ones in there today. And I've had it out all night, so let's put about 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning in here. So that worked. It worked. So excited. And there, like I said, I haven't gotten all of them yet, but I'm going to add a little bit of garlic pepper too. Only just because that's like the only garlic I have. Let's look some more pepper. Alright, so let's stir that up. It looks like we are just about done with our meat. That's great. So nice and quick. Alright, so now let's do this meat today. Made a whole lot of grease, which I do not want. So I'm going to take, let's see, I have it over here. I have like a little can that I can pour the grease in. Where did it go? Oh, it's over here. Here we go. Let's pour this grease into a can. Because that's actually a lot of grease. So we'll get rid of that. Let's see, what am I looking for? I'm looking for this lid. Here we go. So I can strain it. And then we're going to put our sauce in here. So there we've got that all off. Put that meat back on. I'm losing some of my onions up here with the lid. Get back in there. Right, all the onions want to stick to the lid. Okay, so we'll let that sit there in the sink. Solidify. Okay, let's move it up here out of the way. There we go. And let's take my strainer and put that back in the sink. Get that ready. We have 2 minutes left before we need that. So then I'm going to actually add a little, like, coconut oil in here. You want a little bit of, you do want some oil in there, just not that oil for meat. 1 more minute to go. Then I'm going to take this niftiest thing ever, gonna get my there it goes. Woohoo! So cool. And I'm gonna do another one. Like I say, I'm gonna have a lot of extra sauce because I want it real saucy. I don't like it dry. Here we go, one more time. I love this thing. I just got it on Amazon. See, it's like a claw. It just does it all for you. Push the button, and it has two arms, one on the lid and one down lower that squeezes in. When it gets near it, you just let go. And it does it for you. There you go. So tired of killing my hands. No more killing my hands. See, I don't need a husband now. That's my new husband. His name is Claw. Alright, let's get... I dropped a noodle. I'll get that in a minute. Alright, so there's that. Let me put the other one in. You can use whatever kind you like. Okay. Let me stir this up. So I have my oven on 350, and I would say it's probably only going to take about half an hour in the oven. Stir this together. There. Now, I think I'm going to actually put this back in the bigger pan. You know it's going to make a mess of everything. And I want to. Man, I got noodles everywhere over here. 4 of them fell out. Back in this pan. Nope. 5, 6, 7. How many noodles did I lose? How they didn't all go in my strainer. They all fell into the sink. Okay. Let's put this back over here. And then let's turn that off. And I'm going to add in my sauce. And I'm going to make such a sloshy mess. There we go. Oh yeah, so that's pretty well done. We're just going to bake it. Okay, stir it up. Oh, that looks so good. Now, let's take my baking dish. And then I'm going to put some of this in. I'll put half of it in or something. And I'm actually going to put some cheese on the inside. Usually people just put cheese on top. I'm going to put some in the middle too. So this is Italian cheese blend. You can use just mozzarella. You use whatever cheese you like, really. So let's put a little bit of it on the inside. I'm also going to put some Parmesan cheese. And mostly I'll put that on top. Let's put a little bit of that in there too. Hugs back to you too. Uh-oh. Gotta get this open. I like to buy the one in the store that they've already shredded it for you, not the one in the green container. That stuff is kind of strange. But this is like an actual block of cheese they've shredded. And I keep it in the freezer so it never goes bad. Alright, so there's that. Now let's put the rest of it on. I'm wondering if I have a big enough casserole for this. Ooh, I'm not real sure I do. This is supposed to be big. Okay, there we go. Let me get my spoon. Barely gonna fit in there, isn't it? It does though. I'm a little concerned it's gonna be sloshy. I'll put it on a baking pan. Okay, so let's put on the rest of our cheese. That's in a big lump. Big lump of cheese. I think it got too warm in my car and when I brought it home. It'll still melt though. Just trying to get it spread around. Ooh, that's going to be so good. Uh-oh. I'm making a mess with the Parmesan cheese. Okay, so then we're going to sprinkle some of that on. Again, I don't measure this. That's the whole, like, 2-cup package of the Italian cheese. And then, I don't know, what, half a cup of Parmesan maybe? I like a lot of Parmesan cheese. There we go. Put that uncovered in the oven for like half an hour. And there you go. Instant dinner. All right, let me get like a cookie sheet to put under that. So if we slosh and make a mess, it'll be on that. Okay, in we go. Whoa, it's hot in there. Ugh. Hot. Okay, set my timer. We'll check it in 30 minutes. That says 35, that's close enough. Okay, there we go. Wash my hands, and then I am ready to go. I'm going to turn off this light and go do my makeup. And I'm ready to go. Thank you for watching. And if you try this real quick and simple little dinner, I'll bet you'll like it. Okay, see you soon. Thanks.